Hi everyone, so today I'll be doing my empties for December, the last one of 2025. I'm a bit late, but it's okay. Like always, I'll have these separated into categories in case you're only interested in certain items. Like always, I'll start off with skincare, which coincidentally, oh no, I do have another little sample. Sheet masks, right. So I am recently organizing my room with the help of my sister because she's really organized, and I found that I have a bunch of sheet masks, so I really need to up my game for 2025. So I have one of this, I believe this is like the rose scented one. There is a lot of excess essence in this. I do have backups of it, but once I'm done with those, I won't repurchase it because it is a little bit too thick and it's a little bit scratchy, which hence probably why they have a lot of essence. Then I have one, two, three, four, five, six sheet masks of the Tony Moly I'm Seaweed. I think I might have repurchased this one. I don't remember if I saw this one specifically, but this one also has a lot of extra essence, liquid. So I use it, both of these, with a cotton round. I soak up the rest, and then if I still have some left over, I use that as body care serum. It does sometimes pill depending on what type of lotion I use, but overall, this does a good job at keeping my skin from becoming very like dry and pruny. I don't know why my skin gets like that only after I take a shower. So maybe, well, I do like really hot showers, so that probably explains it. And then the last skincare little sample that I used up, I believe my sister gave this to me. She probably got it as a freebie from either Sephora or Ulta, maybe Sephora. This is the Amore Pacific Treatment Enzyme Peel Cleansing Powder. So I'm assuming that this is similar to like the Tatcha, what is it, cleansing powder? Something like that. I personally like my cleansing powder to be a little bit more like a physical exfoliant. So the granules to be more, what do you call it? Gritty, I guess. This one, it does have a smell, not when it's in its powder form, but once you add water, I feel like I can smell a little hint of floral, but it's not excessive or overwhelming. It pretty much goes away after you're done rinsing your face off with water. But I feel like this did nothing and it was a little bit too simple and it probably cost a lot, so I would not repurchase that or buy a full size of it. Okay, next going on to, do I have two? Okay, I have two hair care products. One that I would repurchase, but only if I have empties to bring in or to get money off, or maybe even if I have like a percentage off coupon, which sometimes happens, and Lush puts them in their gift sets. Oh, this is the first year in over, yeah, the first year. Well, technically it's 2026, but this is the first time I have not participated in the Lush freshness sale. I feel like I'm really trying to finish up what I have in 2026. I feel like I will have some setbacks, but anyways, Squeak shampoo. I really love this. It smells very beachy. I think that this would be really good to use if you're like traveling and stuff because oftentimes shampoos tend to leak or you have to put like a saran wrap. Yeah, and this one just smells like ocean salt with a little bit of like neroli or something. Ooh, I think it has like a little description. Get shiny, squeaky clean hair with fresh fruit juices and volumizing sea salt. I mainly smell the sea salt. I don't know what type of fruit is in here, but I think it's just a citrus, but it's not an orange. Maybe it's like a lemon or a lemon blossom, but it just smells fabulous. It's got really big particles and it is also at times a little bit goopy, but I really love how this makes my hair feel bouncy and stuff. I do have a larger size of this that I got because I had maybe like 50 plus um, empty Lush plots. I'm not buying land. Lush pots to trade in, and I think for each 5 pots you get $5 off. I don't think anything has changed, but I would repurchase it. My sister likes this, but again, she also has a lot of hair care. So once I finish up the other one, I will hold off until I have empties to redeem because Lush is pretty expensive. Would repurchase that though, and I would recommend it. Okay, a conditioner that I didn't purchase. I was curious in testing it out, but my sister's the one who kind of said, I don't like this. There's not enough moisture. Why don't you try it? And I did, and I also did not like it. And that is, I don't know how this, what do you call it, brand is pronounced. So I'm not even gonna, but she just calls it the crazy hair lady. So I'm gonna go with that. This is a protein treatment. I just used it as a conditioner. And this almost reminds me of the consistency of like a gel moisturizer. I just like more creamy hair conditioners, and this just didn't cut it for me. I kind of felt like I needed my own conditioner to use afterwards. I let this sit in my hair. At first, I'm like, well, maybe I didn't leave it for a long enough time. I left it for longer and it was like the same thing. So no, would not repurchase it. This is pretty affordable. I think it's maybe like $6, $7. You can find that at like Ross or TJX stores. Okay, next going on to body care. If you do have any Lush products, remember to save your pots so you can bring them back, either exchange them for free face mask or get money off of your purchase. So this is Posh Chocolate. This came in a gift set. I personally wouldn't go out of my way to purchase this because I do not like, what do you call it? Kind of like body, it says body wash, but it was in a physical format. And it was very, very it just reminded me of like flan, how that texture is, but it does a good job at becoming into like a very, very light sudsy. It's not even foam. It's like pre-foam or something. It's just, but it smells delicious. It reminds me of like a devil's food cake, chocolate cake mix. Yeah, I think this would be really good if it's made into a, what do you call it? Like a spray or perfume. I feel like if I was into layering more, I would probably mix that with choco musk or, yeah, choco musk, or maybe like a vanilla to kind of tone down the chocolatiness, or maybe even Bath and Body Works had hot cocoa and cream, so I maybe do that or mix it with their vanilla bean oil. A lot of combinations, but while I personally like the smell, I would not repurchase the product. So there's that. We'll keep the empty. Ooh, one body care item that is an honorable mention from my sister that she used up. Tree Hut Scrub. We all know she loves her Tree Hut Scrubs. This is in the scent Pink Champagne. Now, I'm pretty sure this scent did come back in that new packaging that they're testing out, but she found this, or I found this at Marshall's for $5.99. Now they got all stingy. Well, not stingy, but like they raised their prices, I believe, to $6.99. And maybe at Ross, you sometimes find them for $7.99. I don't know. That's insane. But I believe this one was from 2024. She likes to put dates on her scrubs. This one, she said she would repurchase it, but I kind of forgot what she told me, what she thought about the scent. Yeah, it just smells kind of like hint of like a bubbliness, but I get like maybe fruit, like a peachy fruit or maybe strawberry. Who knows? But she would repurchase that. If I see it, I would try it. But again, I have way too many scrubs. I'm reorganizing my shelves. And when I tell you, I think I have like 20 plus scrubs and they take me forever to finish. Speaking of scrubs, one that I think this is the one that I have the most of. Onyx Bathhouse, I believe now they sell them at Dollar Tree, or I don't know if it's maybe just a seasonal item, but this is when they had it at TJX stores. So this was the older format when they had like the scent name right there. Later on, they didn't have the scent name, and then I think they went back to having the scent name. But anyways, this is Wear a Perfect Match Foaming Body Scrub Candied Strawberry with jojoba oil. So this one, I got it on sale like always. I usually tend to keep the price on it, but I guess I took it out. But I think I got this for $4.50 and it used to cost $5.99 maybe like 1 or 2 years ago. And one thing that I really liked about Onyx back then day, I don't know if that's still the case, is that they would have an aluminum seal right here. But this one legit smells like something I would like when I was maybe like 6 or 7. It's very artificial strawberry. Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm getting. Candied strawberry, very artificial, very like cloying. But then again, I like that in the shower. I felt like I really smelled it in the shower. Did it linger? Not too much. So I would not repurchase it just because I have like 20 plus scrubs or something. But it was a nice scent. And I like it that the older formula with the writing right here, it did a better job at being an actual foaming body scrub versus the earlier, or I guess the ones I bought before they stopped selling it at TJX stores, they didn't really suds up. They were kind of more like goopy messes. Why did I buy them? I don't know. Okay, another honorable empty from my sister is her favorite perfume, and that is Love Don't Be Shy by Killian. This was a travel size, and this was maybe like 5 years old. She was saving on or yeah, she was saving it. But then I think she decided to buy the full size perfume at the Sephora. What was it, like the fragrance week when it was 20% off? I don't believe she's like a top member. I think she's the one below it, but she had a 20% off coupon. Bad story is that she ended up playing a BOPUS order. She got the perfume, used the perfume, and it was extremely light. So I don't know if they reformulated or what, but I'm pretty sure she got the parfum version. Either way, it was like $200+. And the bad thing about Sephora is if you do a buy online pickup in store order, but you pay with PayPal, they will only give you store credit. But I don't know how she did it, where she got a very cool associate and they were able to give her money back to her credit card. That's all saying. She finished up her perfume, which I feel like the older perfume smells a little bit more heavy on the marshmallow. And the one that she got, when I smelled her, it was more of this like bright, fresh neroli blossom type feel, or orange blossom. I told her, hey, a lot of people in like the perfume world, they spray the perfume a little bit, put it in a dark corner, and like let it macerate. And she's like, I'm not about to play with that with $200. So I got a dupe of this in TJ Maxx. I still am looking out for that golden marshmallow that I hear is a dupe. From Taylor over at Candle Coven. Thank you. I still haven't found it. I found other stuff. But where was I going with this? I gave her my alt perfume, and that you get it for $19.99, and that lasted longer than her new Killian perfume. Okay, a small business that I have a few perfumes from. This was in like a freebie. My horrible writing is on there because it got smudged off. This is lemon cream from Pixie Spell Essentials. So each time I wear this perfume spray, which I do have, people, and I go to Trader Joe's, oddly enough, people don't know that it's me that they're smelling, but I know it's me because each time I go there and I have that perfume, I even tested it. They're like, something smells like maple syrup, and I'm wearing lemon cream. So I don't know, maybe there's like a sweet caramel fragrance to it, but it's also kind of weird because when I have the perfume specifically, I'll get to the oil in a minute, but it's almost as if where, let's say I'm in the beginning of the produce aisle, I'm there for like a few seconds and then I move over. It's kind of like you can smell me further away. And people are like, oh, did someone drop maple syrup? Or like, what's going on? And I'm never like, it's me. So, you know how some people say that they get compliments a lot? One, I don't really socialize, and two, no one's complimenting me. But I know when I go to Trader Joe's and I have this in the perfume format, people are talking about me indirectly. But the perfume oil itself, I feel like the spray is stronger compared to the perfume oil. So I repurchase it. But again, in 2024 or 2023, I went down the rabbit hole of like small business, like perfume hygiene, and I just need to finish up what I have. So for 2026, I am going to try not to purchase any body care, especially ones that perish sooner, meaning that they're like 100% vegan, 100% whatever. Like I need paraffins at the rate that I'm consuming these products. But okay, going off that, I have a full-size fine fragrance mints that I bought at either TJ Maxx or Marshall's from the Good Scent. This is in the scent Glazed Vanilla, and they do have the fragrance notes. So this is Frosted Donut, Rainbow Sprinkles. Oh, is that it? Yeah, that's it. I got this for a whopping $2. I don't know how much these miss, or if the Good Scent still makes miss, because I refuse to go down the perfume aisle besides looking for that one Killian Love Don't Be Shy dupe. But my sister is contemplating getting, what's that company name? Like the Dossier equivalent, or I don't know. I think they're also Arabic or Arabian, not Arabic, Arabian perfumes that are dupes of it. So, oh, going back to this. Sorry, my mind's going like a million miles a minute right now. But this one, I used it after the bathroom, specifically after the shower. I would spray my clothes several times, at least like 50 times. And the scent didn't last. I wouldn't repurchase it. It's nice, okay-ish. It does smell a little bit cheap. The donut, I realized that sometimes when I smell donut scents, they smell a bit artificial to me. The Rainbow Sprinkles is, I think, the scent note that was saving it because there was a little bit of this like powdery mix with like a glazed edge to it. Yeah, I just wouldn't repurchase it because the performance wasn't great. This one technically isn't body care, but I'm going to include it. And that is an honorary empty from my sister. These are the Halls shower steamers. She got it for $3. I think she said going forward, she would only buy shower steamers that are Halls and that it's a scent that she hasn't tried out and if it's $3. So very specific circumstances. But in her new shower, I believe that she told me that this is the one that performs the best. But she also told me that she doesn't know if it's because there's a wallflower plug going on at the same time, but she somehow smells it a little bit less if she uses shower steamers. So I think that's going to be a thing for 2026 is cutting down or completely eliminating shower steamers from our bath time routine. Okay, next going on to, oh gosh, is this all home fragrance? Yes, it is. So let me go to my tea lights. I think those are all my tea lights. Yeah, so I was testing out a lot of wax. So the larger ones are 8-hour tea lights, which all of my warmers I think say do not use 8-hour tea lights, but I still do it. This might be the 6-hour tea lights and the 4-hour tea lights. So to me, all tea lights are pretty much the same. I never have an issue with it. Even when the wicks are like severely off center, let's say right here, it burns pretty much all the way down. I only notice that there's an issue if I move the warmer and like there's a draft. So once you turn this on, you can't really like turn it off and relight it or else you'll have a lot of excess wax. But I get all my tea lights from either Amazon or Walmart. Okay, next. All right, going on to small business wax. This is one that I got as a free sample from Athame and Alchemy. If you notice, she does not use plastic. She's very eco-conscious, so she uses wax paper. The only thing is that I do get a scent from this wax paper, and all of her wax is in a tin container, so it doesn't really like contaminate all the other waxes because, again, there is a smell that I pick up on, and that makes it really hard to get all the scent notes. But the scent notes are cranberry, citrus, apple, vanilla, sugar, cinnamon, pine trees, and lemon. Fall forest feels. I now write notes because I have a tendency to forget. So this was 4 pieces. I used it in my Julienne wax warmer, which is like a hot plate. I mainly got pine trees, like an outdoorsy tree scent. Then I got a little bit of apple and lemon as it continued to go on. And I would say it was a medium in my bedroom. So this one I wouldn't repurchase just because I have an order coming and it's a bunch of like tree scents. So I don't need any more wax that smells like outdoorsy Christmas trees. And again, trying to do a low buy here. Okay, next one was a free sample that I got from a small wax vendor called Second and Spruce. I'm going to Paris, Sweet on Paris, Strawberry Pound Cake, Pistachio, and Almond Macarons. Pour date June 4th, 2024. This was in a plastic melt cup, but I have terrible luck with these melt cups. Even if I use my lowest like wattage warmer, which is I think is 13, it still bleeds through. I don't know what's going on. But I saw that Tracy over at the Three of Thesis candle channel that she puts like when she chops her wax, which I haven't done that recently or at all. She puts her like extra shavings in here. So I think I will save this container to do that. Or maybe if like I want to test to see if it doesn't bleed out the wax again. But yeah, going back to the scent. Yeah, this smells very lovely. I don't get a ton of strawberry pound cake. Normally that's very cloying, but I think the main note that I get is the sweets on Paris mixed in with the nuttiness from the pistachio and the nuttiness from the almond macarons. But I think I'm getting more of like a nut butter, that type of fragrance. So the fragrance notes to Sweet on Paris, blackberry, lemon, buttery, vanilla, which I think plays really well with the butteriness from the nuts and stuff. Again, I wrote smooth, nutty in my notes. I put light medium if my door is open, but I would say it's a medium if my door is closed. This thing lasted forever and ever. So this was a great kind of like blender scent. And it's just like I have it on right now and it's still going. I think I'm on day 3 or something. So this one, while I wouldn't repurchase, I think this would be a scent that if you have, let's say, multiple warmers in your room, I think it would perform better, but it's not a powerhouse. So that is, I'm going to Paris. All right, since I'm already on small businesses, let me just kind of move on to all those. Next, we have one from Boots and Mascara, Angela. I believe that she might have rebranded her company to Wix and Wander. That might be correct. This was a free sample in vanilla pine haven, fragrance notes, fresh pine needles, spicy cinnamon, vanilla, and cedarwood. Oh, thank God I have a note in here. So I mainly got the pine and the vanilla, and it's not too spicy. I believe that I weighed this sample and it was just a little bit over an ounce. So I used it with my Julienne plate warmer on high. And I think this was like either a light fragrance or a light medium, because I think her wax performs better with my tea light warmers. Yeah, I was super appreciative. There wasn't a ton of cinnamon in here. Yeah, I really like that. But there's like that sweetness from the vanilla. Did enjoy that. I think I put this in my Julienne hot plate and then I forgot, oh shoot, I think it works better in the tea light. But at that point, I'm like, I had other stuff going on at the same time, like other Christmas tree type scents. So it really blended well with what I had. Would I repurchase that one? Not specifically. Would I repurchase I'm Going to Paris? Maybe if it was on sale. Okay, next, going on to another small business. This is Fall Festival from Virgil's company, Southwest Sanity. I was so pumped for this scent. It's like a perfect scent on cold, but it was extremely light. So I wrote down the fragrance notes: salted popcorn, kettle corn, and funnel cake. So this was, I believe, hit the first wax that I tried from him, and it just didn't really work. So again, I wrote, I love the scent, but it's very light. I tried my tea light warmer, but I noticed that with Virgil's wax specifically, I don't know if I was using my beast mode tea light warmer that you actually see fumes, but this was good for maybe about 30 minutes to an hour, and then it ate up the fragrance oils like that. I can't what do you call it, snap. So what I decided to do was to put it in my Julienne hot plate on high, but then it was like very, very light. So then I thought, okay, oh well, I'll just again blend this with other fragrances. So while I love the fragrance, I would not repurchase it. Maybe, oh, you know what? If you do have his pumpkin s'mores wax smelt, that is kind of similar, like kind of similar vibe. So I would recommend that one. That one performed a bit better for me. Ooh, going on to one that I was gifted from Jeannie over at Jeannie Melts Scents is from a company called, I believe, Broadway Wax. So the scent is vanilla champagne, pink ice, love spell, and wild elderberry. So if I'm remembering correctly, because I watched everyone's what's that thing called? Round Robin. I don't know if it was Jeannie, the one who said that she did not really care for the Love Spell fragrance, but this I mainly picked up on the champagne note and what I believe to be the pink ice. So I know for sure, for a fact, because my cousin used to buy the perfume all the time from Rue 21, there is a pink ice perfume, and it does smell very like peachy, fruity, floral. So while warming this, I feel like, again, I got mainly the champagne with fruits, not a ton of elderberry, which is true. I used this in my tea light warmer, and wow, they were medium to strong. I think I even, I had to go somewhere, so I moved this to the living room, which is an open concept area, and it did a pretty good job at filling that area. And this lasted for more than 8 hours, but I was going to say the flex is that it lasted more than 8 hours in a tea light warmer. So if you know tea light warmers, it uses up the fragrance oils very quickly. And I think I can still get maybe like another, oh no, I changed my wax, but I think I could get maybe like 2 to 4 more hours after using that 8 hour tea light warmer. So there's that. I am very curious to try this company just because it performs so well. So I don't know if it's scent specific or this wax just performs for me. So there's that one. I would try out that company, but that particular scent isn't like a love. Next, going on to another small business. This is from That Smell Good shop. This is Simply Divine Cherry Pie. So this is a Bath & Body Works type. Dark Bing cherries, almond, spice, vanilla, and pie crust. So when I first, it comes in 2 cubes. Yeah, like 2 little cubes that are less than an ounce. Okay, so when I first tried that Smell Good shop, I ordered small, right? And then this performed so well for me that I bought like maybe over like $100 worth of wax. And then and now I'm thinking maybe it was just this scent specifically that performed well. But there's something a little bit like funky about this. I think it's the cherry note leans a little bit artificial to me. So I mainly get the cherries, a little bit of pie crust. I would like more pie crust just for my personal preference, but you do get a vanilla. So this was strong in my 25-watt Scentsy warmer with just 1 cube, and it did last a day. But I felt like the first time that I warmed it, it traveled a lot, or it projected a lot better than the second time that I used it. So who knows, maybe it's because it was a little bit older or what. But while this performed really well, medium strong to strong, I would not repurchase it just because the scent, it wasn't a love, but I was really impressed by the performance, especially the first time. Another scent from that Smell Good shop, we have the Dark Tower, Caramel Apple, Mallow, and Spruce. So this one, I think I liked it how it smelled more on cold. You definitely mainly get the caramel and the apple. So I wrote that I put 2 cubes in my Julienne wax warmer on medium. So initially I just got the caramel, a little bit cloying to me. So I think it might be a lot cloying to other people, but I tend to like scents that are like very sweet. I got a little bit of mallow, and then towards the end, as I was warming it, I picked up on the spruce, but the spruce wasn't noticeable immediately. I felt like it got stronger as it went on. And this was a medium, but again, it could be maybe because the caramel, caramel scents I found, I tend to notice them right away. So maybe that's why. But that one I would not repurchase, but it performed well. Ooh, another wax piece that I got from Jeannie over at Jeannie Melts Scents. I don't really know how to pronounce this, so I'm just going to, show it to you. Bluebird Candle Co. Ooh, it has directions for use in electric and tea light wax warmers. Okay, this one was very, very light, which I was a little bit surprised because I looked at the fragrance notes and it's cinnamon, orange, cranberries. Oh gosh, my writing is horrible. Bayberry, evergreen. So I mainly got a creamy note, and then when I kept smelling it, maybe it was cinnamon plus like the tree fragrance. But in my 3 warmers, it was very light. So I tried it in both of my tea lights and my Julienne hot plate, and it just didn't work out. So not sure why. I wouldn't repurchase it, and I think that it might be the wax formula itself. I believe that it's mostly natural, potentially 100% soy wax, but yeah, it just didn't work out well. Okay, I think the rest might be retail wax. Okay, going on to one that just always performs. I've used this the last 2 Christmases. So I have it going in my tea light warmer from Amazon. And each time my sister's like, ooh, that's a little bit too strong. Can you move it further away? And that is true because this thing just performs well. I don't know if it's scent specific, but this is Better Homes and Gardens Fresh Cut Fraser Fir, Smoked Balsam, Citrus, and Spice scent notes. So I think this would be perfect for me if it didn't have that like citrus lemon that I pick up. And that's especially the case if I use like, let's say an 8-hour tea light, which again, I don't think you're supposed to do in my wax warmer. But around hour like 5 or 6, I really, really pick up on the lemon. And I feel like that kind of just takes away from the tree fragrance, but I would repurchase it. I saw that this was in the basically the clearance, like the after clearance section of Walmart. But then when I went to go pay, no, I lied. I had already paid. I checked my receipt, and this was ringing up for the full price of $197. So then me and my sister walked on over to the customer center, and I did a return. So I would repurchase it. I have a lot of wax, so I wouldn't purchase it anytime soon. But I do like it. But I would like it better if there was no lemon note in there. Next, going on to Lush, I have quite a few of their, I think it's called like wax. Oh no, I have one more vendor wax. How could I forget? Okay, another one from Boots and Mascara. We have Cherry Almond Pie. This one, fragrance notes, sweet cherry, almond, and flaky pie crust. She uses a soy paraffin wax. So this one, I was saving it and I feel like I didn't close it all the way. But again, it worked best in my tea light warmer. I used 2 cubes and it was a medium, and I mainly got the almond note. So I would have preferred more of the crust note, but I found that I really love like marzipan or like almond butter, shortbread with a lot of butter. Yeah, so I just really like almond butter apparently. So this one I would repurchase it. It was really nice and it performed well. Okay, back to Lush. So I had a lot of these bath wax melts and they just didn't perform, and I think it's because I held on to it for too long. So one thing with Lush that I really appreciate that I don't see for other like quote unquote natural companies is that one, they don't use soy wax, and I guess that's a personal preference, but from what I've researched is that it takes a lot of water to raise like that crop and stuff, and a lot of like square footage area. So it's not really like environmentally friendly, but it is like a natural alternative. So I don't know what exactly the wax composition is, but you're able to also use this while you're bathing. So anyways, the first one that I finished up was upside down. It was, does it not have a name? Oh, the pumpkin spice melt. I think I ended up putting it in this empty jar. This one was, I think, no, it wasn't the strongest. This one was just okay. I feel like it wasn't that sweet, but then again, I feel like a lot of older Lush, well, I don't know about their new stuff because I haven't really been to stores. All of their kind of older Lush fragrances or the staples, they're not terribly sweet. This one just reminded me of like a creamy pumpkin, but it did not perform. I used that in my candle crock and underneath my candle lamp. But then again, online, they say to use their candles and products within a certain time. Sometimes there'll be an expiration date listed, or sometimes it'll be listed on the website. So that one wouldn't repurchase, but it could be that I just waited way too long. It was, I think, well over a year and a half to 2 years. Okay, the next Lush melt that I can't find the little jar that I kept it in. Oh no, I do have it. I put it right here and I put it under my candle crock and it did not perform. I didn't use, what do you call it, a wax warmer because these Lush kind of wax melts, they are very messy to clean up. So I would prefer to put them in a jar and then just kind of like throw out the jar or like recycle the jar. But this is the one that smelled a little bit like scrubby. I get a little bit of cocoa. It's a little bit of sweetness too, but I got basically nothing when I was melting it. So I would not repurchase that. Maybe if they came out in a candle format, I would. All right. Again, I have my notes here. This one was MySpace, and this was the one that was blue, and it did perform a little bit, but it was still kind of light. Yeah, so I just didn't have a great performance with these Lush melts. Again, it could be that they were very old. For this one, I wrote that it was airy, atmospheric. I believe that online it listed that there was ylang ylang and chamomile. Is it chamomile or chamomile? Whatever. So it was a soft floral scent. Again, wouldn't repurchase it. Oh, going on to kind of like a wax melt accessory, we have cotton balls. I finally finished up this 200 count from Walmart. You see, I went to go repurchase this and I noticed something was different. And the new ones, same price, 100 cotton balls. So I'm being robbed 100. Oh no, it says 400 count. What does it say? 400 count. Because the new one that I bought, it was only 100 cotton balls, or was it 200? Either way, it's basically like half of the size, but it's the same price. Corporations. That one, I would repurchase it. I don't really support Target, so I haven't been there in a while. And plus, I just hate how they reformatted the store. So if I did need cotton balls, I'd get them at Walmart, or maybe I'd even venture into finally going into Ralph's or Rite Aid, because I hear their cotton rounds or cotton balls are good, but I just haven't gone around to going there. Okay, next, going on to home fragrance, specifically candles. Yes, let's do candles right now. My mom finished up this little candle that I gifted her, or I let her use in, I believe, Fantastical Fruits. This was a freebie. It was when I placed a Woodwick order, so I don't know why I got a free little Yankee candle. I'll see if she wants to reuse this little jar. But yeah, this wasn't the best. It just smells kind of like a fuzzy fruit. I know there's berries in here, but I don't know exactly what. So that one, it was practically unscented, but she uses candles to light on the first of every month. I think it's just tradition and stuff, and it's kind of like she kind of prays and says like, "Hey, let this month be good, nothing bad, etc., etc." So that's why she uses candles. Next, going on to honorary empties from my sister. I think you might have noticed that I posted like a CBD candle haul. She's in love with CBD candles, so there's two this month. This one is Merry Mistletoe. This I got it, or no, she purchased it during last year's or 2 years ago. The TJ Maxx Marshalls after Christmas sale for $5. The retail price is $9.99. Fragrance notes: holiday blend of cypress, lemon peel, evergreen, cedar, fir, amber, and moss. Again, you need to burn this in a hurricane or else it will tunnel. This was one of the fragrances that I actually could smell when I walked into her office space. It is smaller than my medium-sized bedroom, so I don't know how it would perform in my room. But if I saw this, if my sister saw this, we would both repurchase this. If I could find a candle that smelled like this in like, let's say a 3-wick or a 4-wick, I would, because this is just like a really good tree fragrance to me. It smells like kind of like an indoor tree type scent. The lemon, I love it that it's not overtaking the fragrance like that wax piece from Walmart and Fresh Cut Fraser. I do get a little bit of citrus, not overwhelming. It's not super dewy or frost, or kind of like, it's not emulating that snow scent. There's no eucalyptus, which I appreciate. Yeah, I just really like this fragrance. And we both would repurchase and recommend it. Again, you have to burn that in a hurricane or else it will tunnel, unfortunately. One that was just okay was this CBD candle, again, Candle Bliss, in bourbon vanilla. It says a holiday blend of peppercorn, cardamom, butterscotch, brown sugar, bourbon, and oak. This one was a light just okay, and my sister said that she would only repurchase it if it was on sale. $8. I don't know if she would repurchase it for 8, but definitely for 5 or 6. And here's how it looks like on the inside. If I haven't mentioned this already, they do use 100% soy wax. Yeah, this oddly doesn't smell like, when I think bourbon and like, I don't think of this. And it's not like butterscotch. It's a little bit too bright to be, I don't know, if anything, this makes me think of like something fruity mixed with bourbon. It's just an odd combination. But while it does smell sweet, it's not cloying. Yeah, this scent just kind of confuses me. But it's not off-putting. But then again, it's light. So if it bothers you, you're not really going to smell it. I personally wouldn't repurchase it. And my sister would only get it if it's on sale. Oh, another honorary candle empty that she did. We have a jumbo size one that she got during the after like TJ Maxx Marshall sale. I'm trying to cover this right here. $7.50. The original price was $14.99. This was from a company called Leo Ben Company, which you do find at TJX stores. And the only thing I had heard about this company, I believe it was from Aiden over at English Prof Style. I believe she had burned a single wick and it didn't go well. I think for her, it was bad issues with sooting. And so I told my sister this, I was like, hey, all I heard is that it doesn't really perform well. Are you sure you want to buy it? This was like over a year ago. And she's like, yeah, it's cheap, let me go ahead and buy it. And it smells good, but she did not trim her. I mean, you can kind of see, she ended up giving it back to me and I ended up using it under my candle lamp. She did not trim her wicks ever. She hardly even looked at her wicks, and she had the puniest wicks ever, which directly impacted the strength and throw, which was very, very light. It was maybe around a 3 out of 10, and sometimes she had this burning for the whole entire day, and it just never auto-corrected itself. I think she got up to maybe like right here, and then she was done with it. She was like, no, this doesn't even fit in my candle crock. This candle is dead to me. So it dudded out immediately. She never trimmed it. Let me see. Simple tree fragrance. Yeah, so I don't think she's going to purchase from this company anymore, even if it's on sale. Okay, hear me out. I think I found my favorite like Christmas time scent. So you mix a tree fragrance with the Bath and Body Works popcorn and slushy candle. It smells so delicious, and it reminds me of like a popcorn garland that you would kind of string around a fresh Christmas tree. I love that combination. So if you do see a Bath and Body Works haul from me, I'm going to have some popcorn and slushy candles because I had popcorn and slushy burning as I was warming this underneath my lamp. Loved it. If this was smaller, I would put this in my candle crock, but now that I've discovered that combination, there's no going back. I think that's going to be like my go-to scent for the holidays going forward, or heck, just anytime. Okay, next, going on to another honorary empty for my sister. This one I really enjoyed when I would pass by her room and stuff. She got this again during the after Christmas sale. Where is it? Yeah, $6.50 TJ Maxx, and I think the retail price was like $12.99 or $14.99. This one, the fragrance notes are fir balsam, pine needles, woodland cedar, and white snow musk. I believe this one did get a bit discolored, but then again, her burning style is that she keeps this on for hours on end. There were a few times where I would be like passing by, and and I told her those flames are way too high, so I would extinguish her candle and I would trim her wicks and stuff. So I think this would look cleaner if she just didn't burn it for as long. The projection was great on this. I would give it a solid like 7 out of 10 because I could smell it past her room. Her room's got great airflow though. And the strength, I'd give it a solid 7 to 7.5. This one, the main note that I get is definitely that like outdoorsy air fragrance. You do get trees, but I feel like if I could paint you a scene, it'd be like the trees covered with a ton of snow. So it's virtually this picture. Yeah, very, very pretty, and it illuminates. No, and the candle is illuminated when it's burning. Loved it. I would repurchase it. She would repurchase it. I asked her, hey, would you repurchase that if it was full price? And I think she said yes. Okay, going on to a small business that I unfortunately would not repurchase from is glowstone candles. So I think that once I'm done with the 2 candles that I have left, I'm just going to call it a day. This one is frosted peppermint. So this company is hand poured in Texas, all natural coconut soy wax. Burn time 35 plus hours, which I do agree this burns very slowly, and it's 11 ounces. So here's how it looks like. Okay, the issues. But first, let me read to you the fragrance notes. Top, mint, peppermint. Middle, eucalyptus. Base, musk, sugar, and vanilla. One, these candles are a little bit pricey, but you know, everything small business is. It retails $27.50, but I believe I got this for half off, potentially during a free shipping sale. So these candles are notorious, at least from what I've experienced, is that they have very, very puny flames, which impact the strength and the throw. Sometimes, like with my dream cake candle, I bought several of those because I just really love the scent. The puny flame started right here. This one, I thought I was in the clear, but it started right here. So that caused issues with this candle fully pulling out. So I would exclusively have it burning in a hurricane. And even in the hurricane, and even that this is like a peppermint scent, it was maybe about a 4 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. I don't know. And this one has 3 wicks. Well, it did have 3 wicks. It's just probably hidden in there. And yeah, it just didn't perform well. So I think once I'm done with those, I'm done. Which is unfortunate because they have like great, I really like the vessels. I really love the dream cake fragrance that they have. Maybe I'll get them in wax melts, but again, 2026, no more wax melts or very minimal purchases of wax. I'm going to try. I mean, fingers crossed, don't hold me to it. Okay, Woodwick candles from my sister. We have 2. So the first one is, I believe, the Winter Garland fragrance. Once upon a time, there was red, green, and white. Crimson Berries was the top layer, which was red. Fraser Fir was the green layer, and then White Teak was the bottom layer. I think it was, who was it, Aubrey over at the Fragrance Fairy was like, oh, that looks so nice burning, but then it looks like this, this funny reddish brown color. So my sister said that she would repurchase this. It was a light medium. The layers did get messed up, and that was because the entire wax popped out. I think it was because it got really cold while shipping. The strongest layer was the top red layer, and I think she said that the weakest was the Fraser fur layer, which I'm a little bit nervous because I have a bunch of the Fraser fur tumblers. Yeah, but she would repurchase this, and I think she got this on sale, so I don't think that she would ever pay the full retail price that is listed on the Woodwick website, which is $34. Okay, there's that empty. She has another Woodwick candle. She just can really power through these Woodwick candles. These are 16 ounces, but they burn pretty quickly. This was in, I don't know if it was called the Pumpkin Trilogy or like the Fall Trilogy, but it was pumpkin praline, pumpkin butter, and white honey. So here's how it looks like. She never puts these in a like a hurricane or anything. One, because I don't think she has a hurricane this big, but here's how it looks like. From her notes, she said that the scent was just okay. What does that say? Trim, burn. Oh, so there was an issue with the burn. Okay, now I'm having a flashback. And that was that the flame was getting very, very low. So that correlated with the very, very light fragrance, but she still could hear the crackle sound. It just wasn't as loud. And then the top layer was the strongest, which was this pumpkin praline. So I think she said going forward, she might just get pumpkin praline instead of this trilogy. And I don't think that she would repurchase this one. Okay, that is it for candles, but I do have a rediffuser that I ended up finishing. This one is from the brand Hopificio in Nordic Pine. I thought I was going to really like this scent because I thought it would be mainly just a tree fragrance, but there's something a little funky about this. Yeah, I just don't know what it is, but I have one more of these. So would not recommend it. I got it on sale at a TJX store, but unfortunately I wouldn't purchase this. But it could be just that I didn't enjoy the scent. But even that I didn't enjoy the scent, I feel like it didn't really perform too well. So there's that. Wouldn't repurchase it. Okay, I do have technically some empties, but it's more of like I gifted. So I ended up gifting my friend from Christmas. I still haven't given this to her. A Kringle, no, not Kringle, a country candle medium candle. Ooh, that's a lot of candles in one sentence. In the scent Hollyberry, just because I didn't really enjoy it, but it did seem like a candle that she would enjoy. I gave her 4 wax pieces, a Goose Creek Peach Bellini Yankee Candle Stargazer, Better Homes and Gardens, like a Sunshine Mimosa scent, and a Sassy Girl Aroma Lavender Fields fragrance. So hopefully she enjoys that. Last category, miscellaneous. So I ended up finishing some Q-tips. These were Q-tips that my mom got for her like Kaiser quarterly thing, but these felt very cheap, so I would not repurchase it. I don't even know if they sell this brand in stores, but there's that. My mom found this. It was in my dad's closet area. It's from Clorox Spring Air Freshener Crystal Beads. So I guess they all shriveled up because I do not smell this anymore. But it did smell a little bit like cleaning products instead of it being like a deodorizing nice fragrance. So I wouldn't repurchase it. Well, I got it at Dollar Tree. If it was cheap, I'd maybe get another scent to try, but not this one specifically, the Spring fragrance. A miscellaneous empty, we have this contact lens cleaning solution from the brand Opti-Free Pure Moist. I use, not monthly, I used to use monthly contact lenses, but then I switched over to weeklies because I felt like my contact lenses towards the last maybe like 10 days or so were feeling very, very dry. But I really like this contact cleaning solution. You can find it at Costco. It comes in a 2-pack, so it might be a little bit too much if you have, let's say, just, oh, that's my dog. It might be a little bit too much, but I don't think it expires soon. I think I'm able to finish this up, and I am the only one that uses it in the house, but I would repurchase it. All right, I think this might be the last one, and that is just this Crest Cavity Protection Toothpaste. I like it. I personally like it when the cap isn't this twisty one, but I think my mom likes to take the flip caps and exchange it for these because she uses a different toothpaste. Oddly enough, when I smell this smells like root beer to me. I don't know if it's like the anise or what, but this smells like root beer, and I just cannot get rid of that scent correlation. I did Google, like, why does my toothpaste smell like root beer? And someone on, was it Reddit? Maybe Reddit or Google said that some wintergreen fragrances can come across smelling root beer. So let me know if that's the case for you. So yeah, those were all my empties for December. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.